Hey everybody, I hope everybody had an amazing day. I hope that everybody had a successful day at that, and I hope it wasn't too shabby for a Monday. So, without further ado, I am just going to go ahead and tell y'all what the word is for today. So, today's word is called There is Power in the Push. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Today's word is called There is Power in the Push. So here's what I just want to tell you guys. A lot of y'all, to include myself, we are birthing. We are on the brink of birthing. And when the devil knows that we are on the brink of birthing, he does not want what we have to birth to come to pass. To that point, I need y'all to realize King Herod was very adamant about killing Jesus, to the point that when the three wise men decided that they were going to go back an opposite direction, and they decided that they were not going to tell King Herod where Jesus was at, he became mad and he completed what I would like to call genocide by way of having every single male child, I believe, who was under the age of 3. If I'm wrong, sorry y'all, but I'm just paraphrasing, under the age of 3 killed. Okay, so if you think that the devil wants what you have to offer to come forth, what you have the birth to come forth, I want you to realize that is not the case. And I also want to let you know that there will be a level of warfare when you're birth. But to that point, that's the reason why there is power in the birthing. For an example, if you feel that spiritual warfare, if you feel that opposition, if you know for a fact that God gave you something to birth, if you know for a fact that God told you to do something, and you get that warfare connected to it, then that's your sign that what you're birthing is bigger than you. That's your sign that what you're birthing is from God. Because think about it. No, the devil isn't omnipresent, nor is he omnipotent. However, he sometimes have more insight and intel on us than we do ourselves. So when I say that there's power in the birth, then what I'm saying is, if you can get past the temporary pain that you feel to still birth, there is power in that. And trust me when I tell you, for an example, Jesus, he got past the temporary pain of going on a cross. He expressed, Father, if this isn't for me, take this from me, but yet alone, not my will, but your will be done. Why do you think Jesus said that? Did y'all know that when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was crying blood, tears, because his anxiety, no, I'm sorry, he was sweating blood, because his anxiety was so high that he was so anxious that this is the highest level of anxiety that you can experience, to the point of sweating blood. He did not want to take the cross. He recognized that he was going to have to put on sin so that we could come to God, without having to kill a bull or a ram. However, he pushed through. He bore the cross and he snatched the keys from hell so that we can have life and have it more abundantly. So what am I saying? There's power in birthing. What has God given you that you need to birth, that you are afraid to birth because you don't like the warfare attached to it? What book has he told you to write? What podcast has he told you to start? What business? What did he tell you to go back to school? Did he tell you you're too content at this job? It's time for you to leave this job, but you won't leave because you are content and you don't like the warfare? Are you afraid to leave because you don't like warfare can come in the form of people, right? People who we love, who don't want to see us elevate and grow. And some of us are just simply afraid to lose the connection. However, God is saying there's power in the push. There is power in the push, meaning you need to push because you are birthing something, and one way or another, it's going to come out unless you abort or unless you miscarry. Abortion happens when we decide to kill the thing that God tell us to kill, because you want to know why? We are afraid of what it's going to cost us. While miscarry happen when we our fear, our internal our internal battles is causing the baby to not come forth that God put on the inside of us. And so we miscarry because we are too afraid to push, because we understand that there's so much power in the. Okay, don't believe me? Let me go to the Bible. So follow me to John chapter 16. We're going to read from 16, and then I'm going to read to roughly about, I don't know. We'll when I get that check in my spirit. So it says, Jesus went on to say, in a little while, you will see me no more. And then after a little while, you will see me. And then it says, at this, some of the disciples said to one another, what does he mean by saying, in a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me, and because I am going to be the Father, a little while you will see me, and because I am going to be with the Father. They kept asking, what does he mean by a little while? We don't understand what he is saying. Jesus saw that they wanted to ask him about this, so he said to them, are you asking one another what I meant when I said, in a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me? Very truly I tell you, you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. A woman giving birth, listen to this, a woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come. But when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So with you, now it is your time of grief, but I will see you again and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. What did Jesus just say? Jesus said, when a woman is in labor, come on, y'all, follow me. When a woman is in labor, she is in sorrow. She is in pain because she is trying to give birth to this child. She is having contractions. In the first trimester, she is having morning sickness. Some women, they experience they have to go on bed rest. Other women, they experience a mood of some sorts, or their feet swell up, and then not to mention the birthing process of pushing a baby out. And to mention if you got to have a C-section, not to mention the birthing pains, the contractions. So what am I trying to say is that when we are pushing the thing that God has told us to birth, it is not going to feel good, but we are going to rejoice after that thing has come earthside, because we're going to realize that there was so much power in the push. Okay, y'all, listen. There is so much power in the push. If you can get past the temporary pain that you feel while you are birthing, you will rejoice when that business come to pass. You will rejoice when you pass that difficult state board that is mandatory for your career. You will rejoice when you see your business plan come to life, when it becomes a brick and mortar. You will rejoice when you are looking on the other side of a dream come true, when you're looking on the other side of the vision. And I'm just here to let somebody know, yeah, it hurt right now. Yeah, you having spiritual contractions, but God is about to come through and be a spiritual epidural, because he is saying, you will birth, not by power, not by might, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. You have no other choice to birth. You can't stay pregnant your whole entire life. It's time to give birth to the thing that God has given you to do, because that thing is going to lead to the next thing, to the next thing. What if I told y'all that we are held accountable for everything that we don't pursue earthside when we get to heaven? What if I told y'all that if God told you to write a book, if God told you to start a business and you decided that you didn't want to do it because the warfare was too rough, God is going to say, but I told you. I told you to do that. So I'm going to tell y'all what God told me when I first moved into this apartment. He said, provision will be made when you get there. I'm here to let somebody know, get to promise, because provision will be made when you get there. But you got to push, because it's power in the push. You're in your birthing season. Don't abort. Don't miscarry. Give birth. What a doulas and a midwives at. Be blessed.